Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's session on the UEC 2023 Boot Camp, powered by the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. My name is Remy Chukwunyere, and our guest today is Ambassador Deborah Ajai. Deborah Ajai. A lot to talk about her, but I don't think I'm going to do that now because we have said so much about her on social media and even on this event section. When you go through, you will see everything that we have said about her. So because of time, we are going to allow her to maximize the 1 hour that is being allocated to her. So basically, she's been a member of faculty of Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge since inception. Since we came to Abuja in 2019, she has always been part of this, and we are so grateful to her contributions, to the Ugwumba startups ecosystem. Ambassador Deborah, you are highly welcome. Well, yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so on behalf of my president, His Excellency Ugwumba Uchemosu, and the board and management of the Ugwumba Leadership Center, we want to thank you and I want to welcome you again for being part of this year's boot camp. It has always been a pleasure having you, and I'm sure that this cohort they will enjoy your teaching. They will enjoy the what doing best, especially when it comes to entrepreneurship development. So at this juncture, Debby, I want to hand over to you so that you can continue with your class. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Remy. It's a pleasure to be here this year again. I think we have started this thing for I think this should be the 4th cohort or 5th, and it has been a wonderful journey together. It has been a beautiful journey, and I want to also appreciate the leadership of Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge for what the great work you are doing for building the capacity and then supporting MSME in Nigeria across the globe. Thank you so much. And also the participant too is an opportunity for you to learn, and at the end of the day to go home with a big check that will be coming thereafter. So I want to encourage you, just sit back, take everything that you are learning here seriously. Don't take it for granted. Don't joke with it, because these are the sessions that people pay so much to have access to, and you are having access to the sessions free. I think Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge, deserve the accolade, deserve all the accolade and episode. Let me clap for the center, for doing this. Thank you so much. So this afternoon we'll be looking at introduction to enterprise ecosystem. But before we move on, I just want to probably do a little bit introduction about myself. Just like you will see it, you will have it. My name still remains as the Deborah Ajai, and I'm the founder and the CEO of El-Bethel Global Business School. Our business school, it's a center where we build capacity for young entrepreneurs and then aspiring entrepreneurs and everyone that wants to have a traction in their businesses. So we help entrepreneurs move from ground level to become a conglomerate. And also, in the course of doing what I'm doing, I've been able to author 2 books. The first one is Entrepreneurship Made Easy, which came about 5 or 6 years ago from, doing what I'm doing. So you could see that entrepreneurship is about innovation. Entrepreneurship is about solution, and identify problems and then giving solution to those problems. Because in the course of doing what I was doing, in developing people, I realized that so many questions comes to mind. And when people meet with me, they ask me a lot of questions. And I decided that, okay, instead of just ask people to attend it to put one, but why can't I just put all this together? The entrepreneurs are concerned. Let me just put it together in the form of a book so that they can have access to it. And it has been a mind-blowing, So And the second book is the CEO Daily Devotional and Declaration. This one is hot, it's not actually, it's not out there yet, but also is in the course of identifying problems, because working with entrepreneurs for the past for 10 years now and doing business clinic and order, I just decided to put something together that entrepreneurs can have access to on a daily basis, where you can also have just like a devotional. So, but this one is called CEO Devotional, where we marry the business principles together with prayers, with declaration that you can declare that on your business on a daily basis. So you may not know what to talk about, what to pray about on your business, but all the business principles, we'll be able to put it together, and then it will have prayer declarations, for each of those things every day that you can have access to. And I'm also a certified business development service provider. So we're not just a quack by the roadside, so it's certified, fully certified and licensed to do business development consulting for businesses. So it's a certification that is well recognized in the country. I'm also a business coach and mentor for different organizations, to Enumelu Foundation, WIMBIZ, TNY, that's a Transform Nigerian Youth program with the Enterprise Development Center, and Mastercard Foundation. I'm also a mentor with Ford Foundation. So, the list is actually counted, because this is what I do and I enjoy doing it, So thank you so much for being, on my face this afternoon, and then having me also in your face this afternoon. I believe that we are going to have a good time together, and then at the end of the session, you'll be able to go home with something that will empower you, something that will motivate you, something that will lead you to the next level in your business endeavor. So thank you so much this afternoon. If anybody is in the is in the studio, let me just see you. Let me see you. Let me kind of see your comment if you are here with me, so that we just kickstart. All right. Okay, is anybody around? Anybody available now? Okay.
Yeah, Ambassador Deborah, can you see J Praise is here, Oyiza, Glory, Stanley.
I can't actually see. I can't see them. So where do I see them?
Click on the comment section. Then Stanley, greetings to you, Ambassador Deborah. Bulus Craft, good afternoon, ma. Bulus Ankara Craft, good afternoon, ma. We have John Upman, good afternoon, all. Access TV, good afternoon, ma. We have Mearu.
Okay, the chat is okay.
Good afternoon, Dr. Remy, Ambassador Deborah, and my fellow entrepreneurs. Can you see them now?
I can't really see them, but I can't see them. I can't see anything. I'm just hearing from you, but I can't see anyone.
Okay. Maybe I'll be here doing that for you, so you can continue your message. This one is John Peter F. Young. Good.
Welcome. Okay. I think I was having a full screen, so I couldn't see anybody. So I've reduced my screen now, so I can see Upman, I can see Access TV. Okay, all right. So good afternoon. Yeah, I've reduced my screen now, so I can see them now.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay, go ahead. I'll leave you
now. So don't worry, I can see my people now. All right. So good afternoon. I can see you, J Praise. Good afternoon. Oyiza Glory. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for coming around. Stanley Mbak. Good afternoon. Okay, greetings. Okay, thank you. Bolus Craft, thank you. Good afternoon. John Akpan, thank you. Good afternoon. Access TV, thank you. Good afternoon. Mero Omohovie. Hope I didn't murder that name. Good afternoon. Okay. Oh, rest in Ibadan. Okay, resting in Ibadan. Okay, me too. I'm resting in Abuja. Okay. Thank you. Adekunle Oluwatoyin Robert, thank you. I live. Okay. Good to have you around. All right. So, Engineer Chidi, you are welcome. Good to have you around. So, I think we are good to go now. So let's roll into the what we have to do today. So, we're talking about the introduction to the enterprise ecosystem. So when we are talking about the enterprise ecosystem, we are talking about network. We're talking about the community. Because everyone grows in a community, just like human being that we grow in a community. We have our first unit, which we have our parent, we our father. From the father, has a community. Our father has a brother. We have uncles. We have aunts. We have sisters. We have everyone has that unit. Everyone, kind of evolved from a particular clan. So we have people from, we have people from Benue State, which I'm one of, which I'm from Benue State. So even in Benue State, we have different community, we have different constituency, we have different villages, we have different, so unit, everyone has, so we all grow and we all work within the community, within our network where we grow and all that. So that is what I can call, this one's my family member, this one is that person's a family member, or this one is that one family member. So enterprises also have their own family member. Do you understand? So enterprise too has its own family member, and that is what we call the ecosystem, where they operate, the structure, in which entrepreneurs or enterprise operate from. Because you cannot just you cannot just shoot out from nowhere and start moving and start working. You must have your, you must belong somewhere. You must have some support system. You must have where you are coming from. So that is what we are going to look at this afternoon. Okay, Akpan. Okay, send slides. I think the center will do justice to that, to be able to they will send it to you. So we will now be looking at how, this system, this structure, how does it work? How does it work? How everybody in this system of this networking system, just like what's it called now in ICT, we talk about a networking where the system network with another system, and then network with some software, network with some operating system, network with that. So likewise in entrepreneurship system too, we network with different organizations. You don't just stand on your own. You don't just start and then finish everything by yourself, because once you have an idea, become an entrepreneur, means that what it means is that you are now going to start interacting, you will start interacting with other stakeholders in that ecosystem, in that structure, in that network. You start interacting with them. They get to know, okay, for you to set up a business, what are the things that you need to know? Your business needs to register. So that is legality of the business, legalizing your business. Your business needs structure. Okay, government, what are the government policies? What are the things that for you to set up any business? What is government doing, or who should you be relating with in the course of doing that? So you see that government is involved. Government is involved. Legal is involved. So you need to know what are the things, what are the registration, that you need, different organization, finance is involved, so you need money. Definitely you need money. If you don't even need to take loan, if you don't need, you need bank. So that is financial institution. So you look at the research and development. You need to go out there to go, research, to get to know more about what you are doing, to get to know more about the product, to get to know more about, the agencies, to get to know more about competitors, to get to know more about a lot of things. So business don't just stand on its own and exist and grow and become successful. There are a lot of pillars that you need to that host the business to become successful. There are a lot of pillars, so you can't just stand alone and become successful. You can't stand alone and run that business. Immediately you made up your mind that this is what I want to do. Have it at the back of your mind that you are going to start networking. You are going to have new family entirely. So those families are, corporate affairs commission. Those families are, we want to talk about legal. Those families are, corporate affairs commission. We'll be looking at NADAC. So it depends on what you are doing. We'll be looking at a standard organization of the SON. We'll be looking at different sectors, different organization that you are going to form alliance with. You are going to marry. So now you going to marriage with all these organizations, because these are the people, these are the system, these are the structures in the enterprise ecosystem. You look at the market openness, look at the market, because you can't just produce and consume by yourself. So start looking at, you begin to have, relationship with the market. We begin to look at, okay, who are the customers now who will buy from me? Who needs what I produce, or who needs what I'm producing? Who need my services? Who need this? Who needs that? So you look at that, you begin to have relationship with people in that regards too. Then you look at the entrepreneurship education, that's institutions that are manning the training, that are manning the support for enterprise. So begin to look at them, government support, government, central bank. You look at agencies like in Abuja. Now you have Abuja Enterprise Agency. In Lagos, you have different agencies that are, that you network with to get training, to get your capacity built. So you could see that it's beyond you. It's just beyond you. Now look at also the culture, the social norms, because, like, for instance, now probably you are in Kano, you are in Medjugorje, and you want to start maybe pork meat production. You could see that there you are going to hit social norms. You are going to hit with the one with culture and social, because you realize that people in those settlement or in those environment, they are not into pork meat. So you can't go there and say you want to set up a piggery. So who will buy from you? So you have to now begin to look at the culture, look at the people, look at the demography of people in terms of their age, in terms of their taste, in terms of their income, in terms of their purchasing power, in terms of their sex, in terms of their, in terms of their belief system. Because there are some places that when you go to, you can't just do anything anyhow. There are some places in the north when you go to, you just have to kind of cover yourself, you have to dress down, So you have to just begin to understand a lot of things. You have to begin to study a lot of things, understand a lot of things. Okay. So just let me have your comment. If I'm too fast, if you're not getting me, just let me know. And if you are getting me, just let me see your thumb up that's a yes. We are getting you, so that I won't just be talking and then talking to myself eventually. Because that is not the essence of this class. For everyone to learn, for everyone to have the understanding of what we are talking about, of what enterprise ecosystem is all about. So what you are seeing on the on this chart slide here is entrepreneurial framework condition. So this is the framework that forms the ecosystem. So these are the players. As you, as an entrepreneur, you are the player in the ecosystem. So all these people, all these organizations, all these elements that you are seeing there, everything you are seeing here, they are all, are players in the ecosystem. Oh, okay. Pink waving, okay, getting old. Oh, thank you, Engineer Chidi. Access, okay, hand purple, blue, okay. It's all right. So I could, yeah, okay. So that's it. So you need to understand that. So when you are going into business, probably you have started, you have not started, you should have it at the back of your mind that when you start, whenever you start, you are not, it's not just a solo journey. It's a journey that has to do with a lot of other people. You are going, you will go into relationship with a lot of people, a lot of agencies, a lot of organizations to become successful. And if you don't take all these, stakeholders into consideration, I want to tell you that you may not run a successful business at the end of the day, because all these organizations, at one point or the other, they are going to be part of what you are doing. And if you fail to recognize them from the beginning, you will not be able to operate, because to get to a point where you will need government policy, it will get to a point that government policy will begin to have effect. So it could have both positive or negative effect on your business, on what you are doing. So you have to understand, okay, take for instance, now we're in a good new administration now. So as an entrepreneur, you have to study, you have to watch news, you have to read news, you have to have a lot of research, you have to do a lot of learning to understand, to get to know what is government policy for businesses right now. Because if you don't recognize, if you don't take this thing serious, or you don't take them into recognition, you will be there, but by the time you wake up, you realize that the policies have come to change everything, to change the model operandi of to change the model operandi, to change everything that you think because new government, new policies, new things and all that. So you have to keep abreast of everything that is going on, because government policies can mar, your business, and it can also, help your business to grow. You have to understand, okay, what is the government saying about registration of some businesses, some corporations, some products? What is government policy saying about this? What is government policy saying about legal structure for your business? What is government policy saying about entry? So those of you that want to come in, what are the policies that will guide you? What are the things? Okay, probably you now look at, for instance, in FCT now, the new administration has come, the new minister has come. So which means that the things, places where people think they can do businesses before, they have been doing businesses, you realize that, and now probably with the new government, with the new administration, because this place where you do business before, it's no longer for business, but it's supposed to be for green area, it's supposed to be for parks, it's supposed to be for this, it's supposed to be for that. Now see people, relocating. So definitely the cost of relocating, it's going to affect your business. It's going to affect, because you already invested, in those structures. You already invested, but now the new policy, the new government policy say you cannot do business in this particular location. Again, it's no longer for business, So you see that it's going to affect you. Or government can come up with a policy now that, okay, we have some billions, some billions to support MSMEs. Okay, so if you don't know this, you may not be able to key in. I remember the last administration that was they came up with different intervention strategies, intervention funds for businesses. There are some through nicer microfinance bank. People were assessing loan for their business. They were giving, and there are some that come with grants, that okay, want to support MSMEs with this particular amount of money. Then there are some that came with money, market and money there about where they were giving women, businesses, small businesses, 50,000, 20,000, 10,000, and all that. So all these things happen there. The police capacity building and all that. So it's all, you just have to keep abreast of everything to be sure that you are in tune with what is going on. Instead of you to start listening to other things, maybe from watching. I don't say football is not good, but then you have to prioritize what you need at every point in time. If it's you actually serious about your business, start looking at what is government saying, what is CAC saying now. Recently, okay, good. Recently, CAC, there was a speculation that about 100,000 businesses are going to be certificates are going to be withdrawn because of the businesses not filing for their annual returns and all those things. So if you don't know what is going on, by the time maybe your business certificate is part of those business 100,000 businesses that they are going to withdraw their certificate, and you are not aware of what is going on. You just wake up one day and you see the name published here that, okay, this business is no longer registered there with CAC again. So you have to keep abreast of everything, of every information. Entrepreneurial finance, now the new government has come. There will be a lot of opportunities for businesses and all that. And actually, there are also a lot of opportunities going here and there from time to time. So you need to know who is financing what right now, which organization. Okay, Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge is doing, that has been doing that for the past for like 5 years or thereabout, if not more than, where every year somebody goes home, some people go home with some checks, to support their businesses. And we have a couple of them. Tony Elumelu Foundation does that every year, where they give $5,000 to businesses in Nigeria, in other 54 African countries. So you have to understand what is going on to ensure that you key into that. Then this new government now start watching news, reading news, doing research. Okay, which area? What is the new government? What are they supporting? Are they supporting businesses with grants? Are they supporting businesses with loan? Are they supporting businesses with which organization would they be working with? So that you know them, you key into what's going on. A lot of programs are ongoing here and there where young businesses are kind of participating in tech, in fintech, in agriculture. In fact, there is so much for agri business here, in Nigeria today. When you look at this opportunity, agribusiness. If you look at this one, agribusiness. If you look at that one, agribusiness. If you look at this one, fintech. So you begin to look at, okay, which of this sector is the funders, are giving giving attention to. Then you look at also your own sector. What is actually happening in your own sector? What attention are you going to be getting in your own sector? What opportunities are there in your own sector? What are the threats in this sector? This business, what are the threats? What are we going to, what are we going to do? What are we going to gain? What are we going to lose in this sector? So that does not mean that you should start jumping from one sector to another sector, because it really doesn't, you don't have to be doing that. Once you take what you want to do, and you know quite sure that you have done your research, you realize that people will actually need your product, people will need your services, because entrepreneurship is all about it's all about solving problems. It's about you identifying problems in the society. It's about you identifying problems in the community, and then coming up with your solution to solve those problems. So once your business is about problem solving, I tell you, you are actually going to make it in doing your business. But if you are coming into the business, or to do business because of some ulterior motive or some reasons, that is beyond problem solving, that is when, there may be issue, because once you solve a problem, definitely you are going to have the reward of solving problem. And the reward of solving problem could be in kind and in cash. So reward of solving problem could be recognition. Reward of solving problem could be, wealth creation, could be profit to you as well. So you now determine why are you going into what you are going into? Why do you want to do this business? Is it because there is no job? Is it because no opportunities around? So I just want to do this, want to just to keep myself busy, So you have to understand that. So the market, what's your product, your services, who will buy from you? Who are your target customers? How do you identify them? How do you find them? Where will you find them? So these are the the components of ecosystem. These are the things that put ecosystem together, put the community together, put the network together for you to understand when you are, as you are going into this business, what are the things, who should I start identifying, who are the key players, who are the key players, who are the people that, who are the what's it called now? Okay, who are the decision makers, and how are their decision going to affect you? So you have to understand some of these. So that's the essence of having this session on enterprise ecosystem. Okay. Maero Mohibe. Okay. Yes. CSC said they will strike up businesses that have been defaulting on annual return. Yes. So if you have not been doing that and your business is registered with CSA, I think it's the time now for you to probably get your lawyer or go to the CSA office in your state, wherever you are, you are located, to go there and make sure that you rectify all this, so that your certificate or your business registration will not be, suspended at the end of the day, so we don't have to start all over again. So let's understand what is actually going on right now, and to make sure that we are in tune with all that. Okay, so, thank you, Stanley Mba. Okay, so you are enjoying it. All right, so you need to understand what is going on. All right, so let's begin to go into the host. I have already done the preamble, but even the preamble I did now, has almost covered everything that we are going to talk about today. Like I told the coordinator, Mr. Remy, that that's just the way my sessions usually flow. I could start from the end or start from the beginning. Just in the course of discussion, I will just discuss, just talk. And before you know what is going on, we'll have covered the slide without even opening the slide and looking at the slide at the end of the day. So just follow me, and then let's be on this ride together. And at any point in time that you don't get anything that I'm saying, or you need any clarification or more clarity, just pause, and then send me a message. I will definitely read it, and then I can. And if you have any question in the course of our discussion, just let me know. So we are going into a brief discussion now. So I want to have your comment at the comments, at the chat, in the chat box there. Like I've said, entrepreneurship, the concept. Okay, look at this right up here now. The concept, entrepreneurship, is living a few years of your life like most people want. Of course, most people will not do that, because entrepreneurship is a journey. It's a journey. It's a process. It's not something that they just hit at or you stumble at and then picks like that. No, it doesn't work that way. It takes some time. So anybody that is coming into entrepreneurship world that is expecting that reward immediately, I want to tell you that you are not the right person here. Because if you are not patient, if you cannot exercise patience, if you want everything to happen now, if you want the dividend of that, from that business right now, if you want to start making money right now, if you want the business to start paying you right now, I tell you, this journey, you may not be the right person for this journey, because it takes time. And any good thing also, see, when you are even cooking, when you cook soup, when you are cooking soup, you realize that when you take your time to cook it very well, it gets done very well, and you enjoy the taste of that soup at the end of the day. But if it's something that you just do, at the end of the day, probably the tomatoes or the ingredients are not done, and probably the pepper, you realize that that is different from the one that our mothers used to cook, and then you see the taking time to do. But it's just that the days that we are now is a microwave days where people want everything to be done now, and business doesn't work like that. I do business planning. I develop business planning for clients and all that. Sometimes when we are doing projection, you now say, okay, in 1 year, my business is going to have this traction. I'm going to make a 50 million. I'm going to make I used to tell people, see, you have not even tested the water. You have not done this business. You are just starting. How can you now make 50 million, in the first 1 year? Even turnover, you cannot even get that turnover in the first year. It depends on what you are doing, but you are new. You are just starting. So how do you now want to make a profit of 15 million from the business that is still not, it has not started? So most of the time we used to kind of deceive ourselves through our projections, our ambiguous projection, the projection that are not actually, that are not real. Because by the time you come into the real world, you realize that this is actually not it. It doesn't work that, but if you give it time, it will pay you off. Because when you are starting the first 3 years or even 5 years, you'll be the one to finance this thing. So if you are not ready to put in everything that you need to put into the business at that point in time, it's better you go find something, you go get a job to do, and it's a go get a job to do, because sometimes you may not have food to eat because there won't be money to eat, and then nobody will patronize you. The business is not cost. It's just that is how it works. So let's have it at the back of your mind that business entrepreneurship is living a few years of your life like most people won't, so that you can spend the rest of your life like most people can't. So if you not give it time, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years of your time, you realize that at that point, by the time the business is hitting 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, that business is big enough to sustain you, for the rest of your life. If you keep doing all you need to do, so that you don't relax and you don't relent and keep creating more, you keep being creative and innovative, the business will actually begin. The business will sustain you. The business will take care of you, But if you don't put in that effort, that business will not be able to. You just realize you are starting today, you close the shop, you start tomorrow, you close it. You are wasting your time, you are wasting your money, you are wasting your resources. You close this one, you go and start porkmin. You close that one, you go and start. Okay, they said that it's mango now. It's mango season now. Buru buru, go and do mango. No, it's not mango. It's Tianchi now. It's Forever Living Products now. It's Forex now. It's this one. You now realize that the money is just going here and there, and at the end of the day, you may not be able to put yourself together. You may think you are 25 today, but give yourself 10 years. By the time you wake up in another 10 years, you are 35. So you can see that you cannot joke with your time. You cannot play around. You cannot gamble with your time. You cannot gamble with your resources. You cannot gamble with your money in doing things that are not actually worthwhile. So if you want to go into business, make up your mind, take your time, and then do your research. Get to know what you need to know. Don't just go there, haphazardly. Don't go there haphazardly. Don't just go there like that. Take your time, research, get to know what you need to know, so that when you step out there, you are stepping out, in style. You are stepping out with information. You are stepping out fully loaded with what you want, with strategies that you need to be dishing out at every point in time. That, okay, the first 6 months, this is what I'm going to do. The next 6 months, this is what I'm going to do. The next 6 months, in the next 2 years, 5 years, this is what I'm going to do. So you put yourself, you align yourself, you put the structure around you, and then you start working with it. Oh, Joe Yemi Venture, I can't laugh. Oh my God, that's just it. So that is it. That is it. That is it. You don't have to. Gone are the days where you cajole people. Gone are the days where you use motivation to cajole people. You say that most of our motivational speakers today, they are no longer in the country again, because people are not moved by motivation again. People are moved by reality. People are moved by things that are actually happening. Because if you come and they hype people, and they get into the system and realize that everything that you have told them, you have hyped them off, the opposite is what they are facing. That's just it. So in my class, I make sure that I come real, so that when you are going into real, you prepare. I come real so that you can prepare yourself, so that you can equip yourself with the necessary information, the necessary things that you need to do, everything that you need to do. You have to equip yourself with it. Get to know the agent, the government, what is government saying, so that it doesn't just happen. If you are starting a school, get to know the agencies, get to know their requirement, get to know what they want, get to know who you'll be paying taxes to, so that one day they will not come and shut down your school with their own padlock, and parents will come with their kids. They won't have access to your building, or they won't have access to your facility, because a task force have come to lock your place. I've known somebody that shut down, that couldn't run a school again in Abuja, and left Abuja because of what the agencies did to her. Probably some of these taxes, they waited for her on the resumption, just like a school just resumed in September now. On the day of resumption, the first session, that session, that person is September. On the day of resumption, that was the day these task force people, came and lock up the school with their own padlock. Parents were coming with their kids. They could not have access to that facility. So we could say that even if you want to explain things to them for what they have seen, that it's like this school has a problem with agency, my child is not safe here. That term, that lady could not run the school that term. She has to shut down because parents withdrew their kids. I know, school parent is like a network. This one will tell this one, that one will tell this one, that one will tell that one, and before you know, she couldn't get kids again in the school. She couldn't run, that term. She couldn't run it because of what task force did to her. So you need to understand these people. You need to understand where you are going to. You need to understand what you are going to. If you are into production, you need to know what is the requirement for NAFDAC, what is the requirement for SON, what is the requirement for this, what is the requirement for that, what is the requirement for CSC registration. Should you register a business name, or should you do incorporate a limited liability company? Should you do, what is the benefit of having just business name? What is the benefit of having a limited liability company? You have to understand all this. Equip yourself with information, and to definitely help you as you go along this journey. Okay, yes, my patient. Okay, patient and consistency is the key to a successful. Yes. Okay, you are so Rima. Thank you. Access TV. You are so factual. Exactly. Thank you so much. Bless Evia signature. Evie signature. Entrepreneurship is a journey for the patient and strong-hearted. Exactly. It comes with a grit. So you should understand where you are going to. All right, let's just do a brief discussion. Okay, this is what I dream of. I want to function fully as a business. Exactly, that's just it. Yeah, we can have a big dream. There's a slogan that said that dream big and start small. Dream big, but start small. So you have a big dream, but then because of your resources, because definitely a small business, a new business cannot start so big. So, but you have a very big dream. So your big dream, you can put it together in what we call business concept or business plan. You put your big dream there, so you have it stated in the next 10 years, this is where I want to be, in the next 5 years. So, but when you are now starting, you can just start with what you have at this point in time. If you don't have what it takes to register a limited liability company, you can start by legalizing your business with just a business name of 20,000 naira. And when you grow, probably the following year, you have the money, 60,000 to do it depends on the lawyer or whoever that is doing it. If you have 50,000 to do it, you go and then change it to a limited liability, but start small. Don't kill yourself because you want to start, you want to start big. Have a big dream, but start small and keep growing keep growing, keep growing. And as you're growing, you keep rooting down. You keep having roots down, you keep becoming big, you keep having roots down, you have structure, you have everything. So at the end of the day, even when there's a storm, you will not be able to, that storm will not shake you, because you have taken your time to grow downward, and they have roots. Then you begin to now grow upward to have to have branches and all that, just like a Chinese bamboo. I mean, have heard about a Chinese bamboo. Like, take Chinese bamboo, it takes you watering Chinese bamboo. When you plant it, it takes you 5 years to water Chinese bamboo every day for 5 years before you can before it can sprout out. But at the 5th year, that's when you now see something coming out from that soil. Something that you've been watering for 5 years, and within the next 6 months, you see the whole thing will become like a forest. So that's how it grows. But you have to water it. You have to water it so that it can take root downward and become strong and be able to withstand any circumstance, any situation, any condition that may come eventually. Okay, yes. WIMBIZ Ventures. I want to put all things right. Exactly, that's how it's supposed to be. All right, so I think we have talked about briefly. I think I mentioned some what entrepreneurship is all about. So in your chat there, let me just hear your own side of what entrepreneurship is all about. How do you understand entrepreneurship? What is entrepreneurship? I want our business to engage in everything that will make my business to be well structured. Okay, it doesn't matter if profit is not. Yeah, definitely at the beginning, profit will not flow. So with time, profit will definitely come with your structure and your tenacity. Okay, I'm waiting. Everybody that is here, let me see you. Let me see your comments. Let me see your point. Let me see your view. What is entrepreneurship? Okay. All right, so while I'm waiting, okay. Let's do it quick in the next 1 minute. Okay, Access TV. Entrepreneurship is the act of seeing opportunity and harnessing it. Oh, that's good. Fantastic definition or fantastic insight about entrepreneurship. All right, so while you are trying to type whatever I'll be expecting to read from you, let me just pick one thing here, that entrepreneurship is the creation of value. Creation of value. You come in, because if you are not creating value, nobody will patronize you. If you are not creating value, if people cannot see the value, in what you are doing, if you want to be frying akara, what value will your akara do? What kind of value are you going to use akara to create? You have to understand it. So it's about value creation, it's about extraction of value. So if what you are doing cannot add anything, cannot add value to me, I will know that I won't patronize you. I won't be part of your services. Okay. Entrepreneurship is starting a new business or innovation or expansion of an existing business name. Okay, good. Becoming an entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is a concept. So you can say becoming an entrepreneur. So becoming needs patient understanding with focus on your dream and idea making okay, making it real. So entrepreneurship is also, turning idea into reality, turning idea into action, turning idea into action. So that is what solving the problem in the society. Exactly, identifying the problem, because you first identify that problem before you solve the problem. So you identify the problem, and then you come up with a solution to that problem. Then you begin to solve the problem with that solution. So you can see that's how things happen. If a school proprietor is not coming to solve the problem of mediocrity, to solve the problem of illiteracy, people will not going to patronize. But if you set up a school, it means that you want somebody to learn, you want to deliver somebody. That is the reason why you set up that school. You want to deliver somebody from the state of mediocrity, if anything like that. You want to deliver somebody, so that the person will be exposed to knowledge, so that the person will also know what is going on. The person will be exposed to knowledge. If you are set up a restaurant, it means that you are going to solve a problem of hunger, because if somebody is not hungry, the person will not come and eat. And people hungry, hunger has nothing to do with being rich or being poor. Is a system that everybody, both rich and poor, the system that they have. It means that at a particular time in a day, the system, there's a particular enzyme that will be released from our brain that will not tell us that, okay, I think it's time for me to eat now. And immediately you satisfy that, satisfy that hunger quest, whereas your body become relaxed, and another enzyme will release that, okay, yeah, you are okay now. Probably after 3 hours, the time will also come, you start feeling hungry again. So it doesn't have class. Either you are rich, you are poor, you are white, you are black, you are yellow, you are whatever, you definitely be hungry. So you see that anybody that have business, food business, will definitely sell, because it's a solution to a problem in the society. So when you are doing your idea creation and order, you must have it at the back of your mind. And what should I do to solve problem? What should I be doing to solve problem? That's what entrepreneurship is all about. Identifying problem, and then solving that problem, bringing that idea into action to solve problem. Just like the book I just published recently, which is not in circulation yet. I just finished the work. I'm going to talk. Let me just talk about that book briefly. You see, in the course of working with entrepreneurs for the past 10 years, that I do business clinic, I do coaching, I mentor, I run, the school training and all that. I interact with entrepreneurs every now and then. But I realized that we set strategy, we develop strategy, we do a lot of things. But one thing that I realized is that there has not been a concentration, maybe the spiritual part of business. There has not been a concentration on the spiritual part of business. So God laid upon my heart to now work on that. And I was like, okay, we'll have devotional here and there for different things. But I have not seen a devotional CEO that kind of tailored towards business, tailored towards praying for your business, praying, every day you pray for your business, every day you declare, something on your business and all that. That was how, that idea came. And before I could know what was going on, today, it has become a book entirely. And that started March this year, started working on it. So today, I could say that today in Nigeria, in Africa, even across the globe, I have that book now, which does not exist because we don't have that research. We don't have that book in existence yet that is tailored towards CEOs on what to pray for or to be praying on their businesses every day. So that is, identifying problems. Because of my interaction with the God factor in doing business, people have not actually taken that into consideration. For strategy, business plan, all this, we do all the finance and all that. But the God factor, and I decided to put something together. The book is still hot. It's called the CEO Daily Devotional and declaration. That is how to, to create things. And God has given that ability to be a co-creator with him. So whatever you are doing, business where you are creating something. So it now depends on, you can create something that will become a legacy. You can create something that will just satisfy your desire now, satisfy your need now, or meet your needs now, or you can create something that generation after generation will still have access to it. There are lots of organizations today that have lived up to 100 years. People are still buying, people are still patronizing their products, their services today. Even the founders are no longer alive, but then their products are still there in the market. The services are still there in the market because they took time to create something that will outlive them. So entrepreneurship, it's about finding that they're creating something will outlive you when you are actually no longer in the space again or in the picture again. So as we are starting this opportunity to do it so that I can have some. Do I want to do it so that I can leave a legacy? I can leave something even when I'm no longer here. I can leave something behind. So it now depends on you to look at it, because that is what it's all about. Everything that we're enjoying today, somebody, some person, some group of people sat down and brought this idea up, and we are enjoying them today. So you too, you can leave something behind. You can do something and leave something behind, so that everybody, even with generations to come that don't know you, would know you through your products, would know you through your services, would know you through the legacy that you have left behind through your entrepreneurship journey. Okay, entrepreneurship is the act of identifying problem. Okay, good. Blessing, your business must be solving a problem. Exactly. Yes, it has to solve a problem. All right, so let's quickly move on now fast, because we have already. So I don't have to talk about why you become an entrepreneur again, because we are talking about you identifying a problem in the society and then filling the gap and doing all that. So why you become an entrepreneur that doesn't fit the corporate, okay, your personality does not suit 5 to 9. Sometimes you can look at it that way, but then it goes beyond, one factor or the other. Some things has to come together and then make it work. Unconventional idea, societal pressure, which is not the right thing to actually, the right reason to start a business, for societal pressure, because the society will not help you work on that. The society will not help you push that business eventually. So start something that you are passionate about. So start something that you know that people will patronize, people will buy into it, people will have access to it. Something that you be passionate, to walk it through. Even when you are facing challenges, you are still happy that I am going to make a statement. I'm going to bring something out of this. Let me keep doing it. You get a slide and they go through some of these things. Okay, what entrepreneurship may not be, it's not a get-rich-quick syndrome. Yes, it is not. I've already talked about it. It takes time, to water it, to walk through it, before it becomes something. So when you have it in your mind that, okay, yes, I'll quickly make money, it's not a get-rich-quick stuff, it's not a freedom from having a boss. It's okay, yeah, I become a boss of myself. You now realize that, hey, even sometimes it's even good to have somebody that is bossing you around than you becoming that, because you realize that a lot of factors will not be bossing you around. You understand? As an entrepreneur, you could say that, okay, I don't have Oga, but then factors, the business becomes your Oga. And now to see that business, that business is on this thing, his own bossing system, is even more than the person having a guy in the office that's controlling taking a directive from. Freedom from having a boss. Fire your boss syndrome. You see, you may end up having many bosses because that business become your boss. The product become your boss. The stakeholders in the system become your boss. Everything will now that's everything to sleep for where. Sometimes in the night, that's when I start working, So you realize that if you are working for somebody, you can sleep all through the night. You wake up in the morning, you get to office 8 a.m., 5 p.m., you are out. Then from 5 p.m. to the next morning, 8 o'clock, you are yourself. But as an entrepreneur, you don't have those luxury of time again. So all the issue that I have freedom, I have my time, I have this. I tell you, okay, yeah, some of the customers are your boss. So you see, you end up having bosses because sleep, you don't even have that 8 hours to sleep again. Okay, yes, working around the clock. See, sometimes I can sit on the system like this in the night till daybreak. At times it could be research that I'm doing. At times it could be, I'm coming up with something, I'm writing something, I'm preparing something, So it's no longer, I have freedom to do this, I have freedom to know. Absolute control over your time. You won't have that control over your time again. Escape from long hours of work. Hey, welcome to the long hours of work. You cannot escape long hours of work, welcome to the long hours of work, because you have to work. At this point in time, you are the one that will determine how you make money. While working, if you are working in the office, how to get that money is your boss's business. But now it's you. You determine how to get money. There is one saying in Yoruba land that Ogata or Gauta or Wala Rope. If you are Yoruba, you may understand. Which means that either the Oga sells, Oga does not sell. The servant will definitely get something, which means at the end of the month, you are going to pay the servant and all that. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, doing business, in fact, you are the Oga, you are everything. You are the one that will make the money. You are the one that will find where the money is. You are the one that will look for product to sell. You are the one that will look for customer. In fact, welcome to the real world. But just that at the end of the day, it pays a lot. If you can actually give yourself time, if you can actually, stay put, if you can actually, take your time to do it, you will laugh at the end of the day. You will enjoy it, because by the time you start paying off, you will definitely, you will enjoy it. So that is just the word that we're in. It takes time, but when you give it time, you will enjoy it eventually. Okay, so some of these, you can read it up. Okay, probably let me just quickly go through this self-employment and entrepreneurship. Business will be the one dictating for you exactly. You see? Oh, I can see that I have some people, I have families here who can feel what I'm feeling. Yeah. Okay, so self-employment and entrepreneurship, because some people, it's okay, what are you doing? I'm self-employed. Being self-employed is different from entrepreneurship. It's different from running a business. So you can be self-employed. You may not work for someone, but you are self-employed. You are doing some things for yourself. So it's different from owning a business. It's different from running a business. So let's just quickly look at the differences there. A self-employed person owns a job, a skill, or expertise. Just like probably you are an ICT person, so you can troubleshoot. When a system has a problem, they can call you to come and fix it for them. That does not make you an entrepreneur. You are not an entrepreneur. You are a self-employed person. So if that's what you are doing and you say, I'm an entrepreneur, you are not. You are a self-employed person. You have a skill that you are selling to make money, but you are not running a business. So you say that entrepreneurship owns a business structure. So an entrepreneur owns a business structure. That is what we call entrepreneurship. But self-employed, it's having a skill and deploying that skill to make money. Then an independent contractor, freelancers, consultants, those are the self-employed people. I can consult for someone to buy. When it now comes to entrepreneurship, you have CEO, you have founder, you found something. You are chief executive officer of something, of a structure, of a system, of an organization. Then exchanges his time, expertise for money. That's a self-employed person. So start looking at it now. Are you a self-employed person, or are you an entrepreneur? From this, differences, variation, you're able to know who you are and what you are and what you represent. You say, as an entrepreneur, Entrepreneur generates revenue for employees' time and expertise. So he generates revenue not for himself, other person that is working in that organization. Revenue directly proportional. Okay, revenue is directly proportional to skill, proportional to his skill and to how much hours he puts in. If you are a self-employed person, which means that you can only make more can actually put into use. But when you are running a business, as an entrepreneur, your revenue is dependent on the team performance, because then you have people, you have employees, you have team, you have people that you are working with. So everybody's out there everybody's out there to work for the same goal of the organization. So it's no longer you alone, but other people working to make sure that that system, that structure, that business is working, it's generating revenue, it's growing and all that. Okay, a self-employed person does virtually everything in his business. So you are the boss, you are the gatesman, you are the cleaner, you are the this, you are that. But as an entrepreneur, in entrepreneurship, you have a team that gets things done. Okay, go ahead with your question, Peter. Write your question. So you see that the difference between self-employed person and entrepreneur. So a self-employed person does much of operations, but a business does more of management. An entrepreneur does more of managing ideation and strategy. You do that, then other people everybody will now go to work to make sure that those things are working. So you could see that entrepreneur, a self-employed person, there's a different, we have it's not the same. But you can start as a self-employed person, and then because of doing what you are doing, you begin to set structure. You're not turning into a corporation, or you can turn into a business, a real-time business, where you start having people to work with you, where you start having team, where you register properly, where you now put structure around what you were doing, and people now recognize. So everything starts somewhere. Everything starts from somewhere. You start from somewhere. If you can start as the self-employed person to make sure that you work on yourself, you gain that confidence, and then you begin to think about starting a business fully and all that. What is the difference between entrepreneur and a businessman? Okay. See, what I have on this other side, it's about a businessman. And a businessman may not have structures around what he or she is doing, but a businessman could have business to solve his immediate need. What he's thinking about, what a businessman is thinking about, is different from what entrepreneur is thinking about. Or in entrepreneurship, they're thinking about different things entirely. A businessman could buying and selling, but an entrepreneur is beyond buying and selling. It's about structure. It's about founding something. It's about having something that will outlive him. It's about working with people. So it goes beyond being a businessman. Because being a businessman, and you also realize entrepreneurship is all about business too. It's about doing business, but just that there are just few things that differentiates you from there. So if you look at this part now we're talking about here, you can see that entrepreneur fit in here, because you are thinking beyond yourself. You are thinking about society now. You are thinking about community. You are thinking about different things entirely. But as a businessman, you are just thinking about survival. So it's about profit that somebody started there, about profit. You are thinking about survival. You are thinking, so profit is about survival. But as an entrepreneur, it goes beyond that. It to do with value. Somebody that is thinking about survival, you can do anything to survive. Anything that, but as a business, as an entrepreneur, now you are looking at value, you are looking at changing things, you are looking about bringing value into the society, you are looking about a lot of things. So you are not just all about yourself, you are not just all about the profits you are going to make, you are about changing lives, you are about turning things around. You are thinking about how you will help, in fact, even generation to come. So that's we're definitely going to have the slide, and then you can look at it. So let's just try to round up. Oh, well, this 314. I've talked about this already. I've talked about this. Okay. This is just an example of ecosystem, enterprise ecosystem. Like in Lagos now, every state has, this setup where we're talking about institutions, training institution, we're talking about hubs, we're talking about incubator and accelerator, we're talking about space, we're talking about everything that will help businesses to thrive, everything that will support your enterprise, everything, because the ecosystem is a support system. So in Lagos now, we have all this where when you go there, you can have access to some of these things. There are some places where you can have offices that you don't have to have your own office, but you can go pay some amount of money, maybe per month, per day, so that you can be doing whatever you are doing there. So we have that. Every state has their own support system, for enterprises, for entrepreneurs, where you can have all this incubator. And as incubators, that is where, if you are into manufacturing or you are into ICT and you're into manufacturing, but you cannot actually buy those equipment, you cannot. There are some incubation centers where you go, you can get, they will help you to get your NAFDAC. They help you to get all these agencies certification with their own facility, of which you don't have to set up those facilities on your own again. So just get to know a lot of things that is happening. Any state that you find yourself, any state that you are, get to know the things that are going on there, get to know the incubation centers there for businesses, going to know where get to know associations, business groups, business associations, business network, where you can network, where you can, be with other people, where you can have access to information, get to, a lot of things are actually going on. A lot of things are happening, a lot of things are happening. So get to know what is happening in your state. In Lagos now, they have all these, then also in Abuja too, their enterprise ecosystem in Abuja also, where people get information, where people hang out, where people go get a lot of things there. So in your state too, I may not be able to put all the states together here, but get to know. The bottom line of this is that get to know what is happening in your state, in your community, when it comes to enterprise development. Get to know enterprise development centers, EDCs in your state. Get to know what they are doing. Get to know opportunities that are available there. Don't say that I don't know what is going on, I cannot. There are a lot of information out there. There are a lot of nets working here and there. We have so many networks here and there that are building themselves, building their capacity. They come together, they rub minds together, they do businesses together. Because in this journey, you cannot go on this journey alone, all by yourself. So get to know people, get to know places, get to know organizations, get to know association, get to know everything that is happening in that system, in your sector. You definitely get to know government agencies. We have a Nigerian Export Promotion Council. We have what's it called? Chamber of Commerce in every state. We have associations, probably manufacturers association. We have exporters association. We have different network. Get to know and belong to, any of them that fit to what you are doing. Don't stay alone. Don't be on isolation, because it won't help you. You have to do this, have to belong with, kind of get yourself mixed up with people. You do businesses together. There's some information that is in the course of knowing people, getting to know what is going on in your sector, that you get to know some things. Like during President Goodluck Jonathan's administration, there was an initiative that they brought up that time for businesses. They call it a UWIN, Youth Enterprise with Innovation. They have it. I participated in UWIN Women then, of which I won, but I got this information from people. So you have to, that's why it's also good to move along with like-minded people. When you are doing business in agriculture, make sure that you have your network around those people, because some will have information that you don't have. And if you don't have it to you think that nothing is happening. But with those that have information, they know that things are happening. It was somebody that told me about that. You win the first one. I said, all this government gimmicks here and there, where they will just collect people's data and all that. The first one went. The second year, they came up with another, I think it's coordinated by Dr. Kunje Weala then. The second year, and another one, somebody now to one of the mentees told me that, there's a UWIN for women, it's women only. I said, wow, that was how I keen also. Lo and behold, before we say Jack and all that, I got the grants and all that. So sometimes you think that government comes up with something and you think it's one of those things. Don't think it's just one of those things. Make sure that you key in. Trying will not kill you. Trying is not a crime. So you try it. If it works fine, it doesn't work fine. But what if it works? The first one, I didn't try it. I said, one of those things, now government will just come and be collecting the data and be stressing people. They will just give it to their people. Now you know that that system was very clean. Thank God that the second one of my mentees told me, I keyed in and I got it. And I got good money at that time. So things are happening. Get to know what is happening in the ecosystem. Don't just stay alone. Don't be in isolation. Work with other people. You see, there are a lot of challenges. If I start asking you too now that, okay, what are the challenges for entrepreneurs, for businesses out there? I know that I will have 1,001 challenges here. There are a lot of challenges, We have leadership experience of founders. We have products. Even sometimes your products are not even scalable. You just think that this product people will like it, but at the end of the day, you are only thinking for yourself. You are not putting other people into considerations. After having that product, you realize that people don't want it. So another challenge is inability. Inability to raise growth finance. Definitely your business to get to a level that you have to inject more money, especially if you want to remain small. But for you to become big and then scale up, you will need money. You will definitely need money. So inability to raise some of this money, to raise finance for the business, always another challenge that could not make businesses to scale up at the end of the day. The entry timing, probably the time, your timing of the entry timing is not right, and then you get into the system and the whole thing is not just working. Then poor access to market. A lot of things, a lot of factors can contribute to challenges that entrepreneur faces. Entrepreneurs face every day in the course of doing their businesses. Even sometimes it could be staffing. Sometimes it could be staffing, not getting the right workers, not getting the right staff, not getting the right employees, getting people that are thieves. I saw a video on online, I think about yesterday, where a security harvested somebody's a security that's supposed to be in charge to be in charge of a fish farm somewhere. And then this security now went there to harvest all the fish in the pond. But eventually he could not run away with that. They caught him. Something that somebody has spent so much money. The person is paying you to secure that environment, and you as a security, you are still the one stealing everything. It's like, I think seeing what I was seeing that, in that video, it's like almost the whole fish in that pond. And this the fish has already grown mature to harvest. And you, after paying you your salary, you still went to harvest all these things to go and sell. So probably maybe the farmer or probably the man has, or the person took loan from the bank to do this, and you decided to put the person into that kind of a situation. It's not right. A lot of people have shut down their businesses because of staff, because of people working with them. They are the one that, they steal everything. Some shops, some supermarkets has become empty because people working with them has already finished the whole thing, So a lot of things, so many things are actually going on. A lot of things are forming, can be challenges to entrepreneurs in running their businesses successfully. A lot of things. Even in the country, the situation, the policy, the business environment, it's very volatile. It's not friendly. A lot of things are not going on right. So you could see that doing business in Nigeria, it's another challenge on its own. Is it electricity? So many manufacturing companies are shut down because they cannot afford the epileptic power supply. And probably because generating your own power, it could be so expensive. So if they don't have, I think I visited a shop where they sell frozen food like chicken, fish, and all that. And I realized that they have their own solar panel. I asked them, they say they generate their own. They don't depend on our own electricity, because definitely if they depend on it, their stuff will actually get spoiled eventually. But for them to remain fresh and remain frozen, they have to use their own, their own power, which they generated through solar power and all that. So you could see that it's actually that's what we have in the country. So doing business in Nigeria, any entrepreneur in Nigeria, I salute you. I salute your courage. Those of you that are already running a business, in fact, you are a winner. Even if you don't win this Ugwumba Enterprise Challenge grant, you are already a winner. Running a business in Nigeria for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, you are a winner. You are strong. It means that you can do. In fact, another country where you have an enabling business and ease of doing business, you can actually do make a lot of things to happen. So the situation is very challenging, but then we can survive it. So cost of starting business is so high also, Okay, so let me just talk about this, and then in the next 5 minutes we'll round up. By 3:30 we are going to round up. Okay, so what you need to become an entrepreneur? Okay, you need a passion. Okay, you need tenacity. You need vision. You need self-confidence. Because if you don't have vision, if you don't have tenacity, my dear, you will not be able to survive this. By the time you start and you see what is going on, you just say, I beg. Where is my CV? Let me go and start looking for job, Joe. I'm not cut out for this thing. Like I have a friend like that. There was a time she said, okay, Debby, me too, I want to be full-time entrepreneurs and all that. She was out of job, and then she tried that thing for like not even up to 6 months. Say, Debby, I can't do this thing. How do people survive? I can't. I have to go and look for a job. They just put her CV together, and she got a job. So they say, I can't do without having inflow every month. That's a business, doing business. Some days you don't even have anything. Some days you don't even know where something is coming from. Some days you don't even know, because you can't even plan for. You can't plan because you don't even know what next. What next? What will happen next and all that. So you realize that it's a whole lot of things. So a great idea that people will pay money for. Yes, your idea must be something that is scalable, something that people will actually pay. People, So that's how you have to now look at it. Also, in the course of it, you have to do research too. You have to identify your target customers who actually need your service, because it's not everybody that will need your service. You have to know who need your service. You have to plan for success, then a consistent execution of your plan. All right, John Peter, let me have your question. So you need all these things to remain there. I think I've talked about what are the myths of entrepreneurship? I think I mentioned some of those things that I talk about the syndrome, because a myth also. One of the somebody is okay. As an entrepreneur, we have my own time is a myth, because you are not going to be a boss of my. I'm going to be my own boss. Is a myth. You can there's no way. I think we have talked about where somebody say customers are your boss. You are going to have so many bosses. So you are not going to be a boss of your own. A lot of things become your boss when you're an entrepreneur. So, or someone else, okay, that entrepreneurship is it's a lonely, it's a lonely path. You have to work with people. That's why we have this ecosystem. So you cannot just work all by yourself. You must have people that you are going to work with. So there's so many of these things. There's so many myths. Myths are just kind of perception that things people perceive, people think, of which they are not actually, the truth about what we're talking about. So I think I mentioned some of them earlier in our discussion, that being in my own boss, having my own time, being able to go wherever I want to go to, being able to do whatever I want to do. All those things are myths in entrepreneurship. But when you come to the real world of it, you realize that those things don't exist at all. Okay. I think you are actually going to have the slide for all this. So some of these things we have discussed them in the course of starting. Obstacles to entrepreneurship. We talk about finance. We talk about people. I think I mentioned all that. So we talk about the inadequate skill. Yes, as an entrepreneur too, you need to build your capacity. You need to be abreast of information. You need to be to understand trend. Excuse me. You need to understand trend. You need to know what is going on. You cannot just live in isolation. You can't live without information. So you must be kind of build your capacity day in, day out. What can you do? What training could you have? What capacity building do you need to have? You do need to go and build your capacity on finance. How to understand finance. How to understand leadership. Leadership in business. You just have to make sure that you are equipping yourself with necessary information every now and then build your capacity. Go for more courses. You can go for short courses. You can go and do masters in business administration. You can go and a lot of things like that. You can build your capacity in different ways. Make sure that you equip yourself with skill, knowledge, business management. Yeah, another obstacle is the societal or family pressure. You don't have to be under any pressure. People will say, okay, this one is already, they start asking you for money. They'll put a lot of responsibilities on you because you have just started one small business, and then every family problem will now be on you, asking for money at every point in time. But before you know what is going on, that money is gone. I was in a class like this sometimes, training some set of people. So this person asked me that, okay, when somebody comes with a need and the money you have is your business capital, do you have to give that, So it depends on what you actually want to do. How can you carry your business capital and give to somebody to solve a particular problem? So what will you now do? How will you generate another fund? Because by the time you put that capital into doing your business and the business is generating money, making profit, you can use your profit, part of your profit, to solve problems. And that is why, as an entrepreneur, you should know when to say yes. You should know when to say no. You should know when to say wait. You cannot say yes to everything at every point in time. So you need to learn how to say, when to say yes, when to say no, and when to say wait. So it's not everything that you are, it's not every problem that you can solve. Problem will continue to come. If you solve one today, tomorrow another one will surface. The next another one will come. So what do you want to achieve from your business? It now depends on you. So don't allow pressure to become a challenge for you to scale up your business. Unfavorable government policies, yes, it happens, so that's why you need to understand government and government policies. You need to understand the key players in the system, in the ecosystem, and know what to do, and then how to key in and how to go about it. Lack of infrastructure and an enabling environment, yes, infrastructure is another thing. Some places, probably people that are into agriculture realize that your farm, there is no road. Maybe after harvest, no logistics to get your farm produce to the market to sell another, and there is no way to store them, no way to store them for another season. So every now and then you have to consume everything, and if you don't sell, everything will get spoiled and all that. Doesn't work. So infrastructure, electricity, it's a problem, a very big problem for businesses in this part of Africa, because I know that in an advanced country, electricity is not a problem, but in Nigeria, electricity is a problem. Enabling environment is a problem. Sometimes for you to get your business register, for you to get some certification, for you to meet up with some requirement, it becomes so enormous and it becomes so challenging. And at the end of the day, some people get frustrated out of the system. Some people keep, pulling. Some people keep crawling. Some people keep, a lot of people are actually frustrated in doing business in Nigeria, but we have to keep doing. One day, we pray that everything will actually work out in our favor. All right, so as I round up, let me just give us a general entrepreneurship tips. Think and count the cost before venturing out. Yes, you have to do your homework, you have to do your research, you have to know what you will need to launch out before you launch out, so that you don't get into the middle of the sea or the middle of the ocean and you realize that you are not equipped to move to the net or to get to the shore of the sea, and then the next thing you start sinking. You don't have to get to the middle of the sea, and then you don't know what to do again. Equip yourself with information. Do a lot of research. Read, watch, watch TV, get information on the news, get information, join association, join business networks, join them, the one that are aligned with what you are doing. Join them. Hello, do I still have anybody here? All right, so have a cogent and a watertight plan. Consider starting as a side hustle. Yeah, you can do that, learn to crawl before walking, take calculated risks, continually innovate, hire right and get the right partners. Don't be afraid to retrace your step. Probably you have made a mistake, or you have gone wrong out of the radar. Learn to come back and then retrace your steps and start all over again. There's always time to start all over again. If it's your passion, definitely you'll be able to cope, you'll be able to walk it through, and you'll be able to skate through eventually. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for being in the class. I hope my session has been impactful. Hope you are able to get something home from this session. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much, Ambassador Deborah. It's been really an amazing session, with the UEC 2023 cohorts. We thank you so much for your time and for the knowledge that you have shared with the participants. I don't know if you took this question. What are the myths the myths of
Yeah.
entrepreneurship? Did you answer that?
Yes, I talk
Okay,
about it. Yes.
okay, good. Because that's the only question I am seeing here. So that's why I
I think
wanted
uh,
to
I
come.
think the questions as we talk, some people ask questions which I pause to attend to them, and
Okay,
then we move on. Yes.
okay,
All
very
right, John
interesting.
Peter. Thank you for being here. Okay, very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right,
Thank you so
so
much.
I wish you all the best in your journey. But have it in
Very
mind
good.
that either you are the one that get the check or not. This particular capacity building, it's invaluable. So don't take it for granted. It's part of it's part of it, because if you want to go and pay for all these things, you are still going to spend a lot of money. So thank you. I wish
That's
you
correct.
all the best.
So, ladies and gentlemen, um,
Okay,
what
John
can you
Peter,
say
say
now?
I was in your
What do
class
you say?
last year. Oh, thank you.
Uh-huh.
No, John Peter said he was in my class last year. Oh, thank you.
Fantastic,
I wish you
fantastic.
all the best.
Okay. So this one from Omo, she's saying, "Thank you, ma, for the session. Interesting and down to earth. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mary, I'll be Mary. Thank you so much." Okay, so please let her go. It's time for her to go. Let's leave her to go unless she has had over 1 hour, 30 minutes with us on the session. So at this juncture, I want to thank you so much, Deborah, again for being part of this year. So please let's let her go right now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you
Okay.
so much. Thank you so much. And God bless you.
All right.
Thank you so much.